Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Amritamani Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining early morning for all. Japa, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees on this call. This is Premanandini Devidasi from Ashburn, Virginia.
Hare Krishna, Premanandini Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining early for Japa and for the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. This is Manidhar Das from Reading, Pennsylvania.
Hare Krishna, Manidhar Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. Anybody else would like to announce their name?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madhavat Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devidasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna, Rupini Padma Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining for the Japa in class. And Mataji, I don't see Prabhuji join. If you can please message me. Yesterday he...
Should I message him?
Class, yeah.
Okay, I'll just message him.
He didn't join, yeah.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Clementon, Maryland, and wish happy Sankrant to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Nikunja Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. And happy Sankranti, happy Ekadashi. So today is a very special Ekadashi, Sattila Ekadashi. So we can have til and jaggery on Ekadashi. Usually we cannot have other Ekadashis, but this Ekadashi we can have. And this is very auspicious today is Ekadashi because it came after 23 years back. After 23 years, this is the Ekadashi, Sattila Ekadashi is happening. So, Hare Krishna. So, I think Prabhuji joined. So, Hare Krishna, Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Sham Rishika Mataji. Sorry, I'm late, little bit.
No problem, Prabhuji, no problem. So, today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu from York, Pennsylvania. And Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 30. Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Let me check.
Hare
Verse
Krishna.
32. Yeah. No. Verse number 34.
34.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Can I share the verse? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Oh.
I'm the co-host or something.
Yeah, Rupini Padma Mataji, please do it.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second. This is ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापत्कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवान् च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पाञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नष्टकी। हरे कृष्णा। So today we are reading from chapter Canto 8, chapter 12, verse 34. So, verse Saritsarasu Saileshu Vaneshu Pavaneshu Cha Yatra Kvachasan Risyas Tatra Sannihito Hara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Following Mohini, Lord Shiva went everywhere, near the shores of the rivers and lakes, near the mountains, near the forests, near the gardens, and wherever there lived great sages. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks that Mohini Murti dragged Lord Shiva to so many places, especially to where the great sages lived, to instruct the sages that Lord Shiva had become mad for a beautiful woman. Thus, although they were all great sages and saintly persons, they should not think themselves free, but should remain extremely cautious about beautiful women. No one should think himself liberated in the presence of a beautiful woman. The Shastras enjoin Matra Swasara Duhitra Va Nava Vivikta Sano Bhavit. Balavan Indriya Gramo Vidvamsam Apikar Sati. One should not stay in a solitary place with woman, even if she be his mother, sister, or daughter. For the senses are so uncontrollably powerful that in the presence of a woman, one may become agitated, even if he is very learned and advanced. Bhagavatam 9.19.17. Hare Krishna. So, so this is a nice pastime. In this section of Canto 8 is described in the pastime of Mohini Murti, which is and the chapter named the Mohini Murti Incarnation Bewilders Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, along with Mother Parvati and his companions. So this is how the pastime goes. The Lord Shiva approaches along with Mother Parvati and the companions to Lord Vishnu and desiring to see the Mohini Murti form. But Lord, understanding Lord Shiva's request, and Bhagavatam says that he smiled with gravity. He smiled with gravity. So it's called Prahasya Bhava Gambiram. And then Lord was smiled for, there are some reasons given for Lord's smile. Lord said, but Lord did not interfere with the free will of Lord Shiva. Lord is always fulfilling the desires of his devotees. So he said, so be it. And he showed his Mohini Murti form to Lord Shiva. After seeing that, Lord Shiva became completely bewildered. He's completely captivated, bewildered, and he started. Lord, before showing the form, he even warned Lord Shiva. And Lord said that I will fulfill your desire, but know that this gives rise to lust. This form of mine gives rise to lust. The words used in the verse is Kaminam Bahu Mantavyam. And it says this form is most appreciated by lusty people. So indirectly, Lord was asking Lord Shiva, do you really want to see it? So indirectly, and he asked, why do you desire to see it? Like Lord is telling that this is most appreciated by only lusty people. Like this is and a yogi like you, like the yogi and the renunciant and like you and a devotee like you, why do we need to say it? But Lord Shiva, he still wanted to say it. So thinking, the Lord Shiva, he has a different thought process going in his mind. And he was thinking that these demons and demigods, they were involved in the churning of the ocean. Even that these demigods, they were involved in the churning of the ocean, but they did not get impacted or they did not get affected by the Mohini Murti form of the Lord. They were not bewildered. The Bhagavatam says the devatas were not bewildered, only the demons, they got bewildered. And so Lord Shiva thought that if the devatas did not get bewildered, I was not even involved in this churning the ocean. I should, and I am, he's Mahadev, he's the Yogishwara, he's the Yogishwara. So, and his Mahadev is among, so he was confident. He was confident that he will not be bewildered. So that was, so Shiva has, Lord Shiva had an element of pride in him or some overconfidence that he will not be bewildered by seeing this Mohini Murti form. So Lord said, Lord was, so Lord manifested his Mohini Murti form by the internal potency. Lord thought about it and said that my external potency, it's represented by Mother Durga or Mother Parvati, and she is the wife of Lord Shiva. So she is not able to bewilder, or Lord Shiva is not influenced or bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. And that's why Lord manifested this form of Mohini Murti from his internal potency, which is Yoga Maya, not from Mahamaya. The Lord Shiva the Lord Shiva completely got bewildered. He ran after the Mohini Murti. So this verse is saying, or this verse is describing, the Lord Shiva went everywhere, wherever sages lived, those who worshipped those sages. So Mohini Murti, she was, Lord Shiva was running behind after the Mohini Murti, and the Mohini Murti took all those roots where the sages lived, those sages who were some of them were disciples of Lord Shiva or worshipping Lord Shiva. All those sages, they lived there, and Mohini Murti went right through them. And Lord Shiva, they all saw how the Lord Shiva is running after a beautiful woman. So this is, along with that, Mother Parvati, she was there. She saw that, and all the companions of Lord Shiva. It specifically mentioned that Lord Shiva, when he went to see Lord Vishnu with his request, the Mother Parvati was with him, and all the companions, all his companions or Bhutganas and his associates, they were all there. So they were all seeing that, like, so how the Lord Shiva is running after this beautiful woman, and so this is so Shiva thought that he will not be bewildered, but he got bewildered because Lord's Maya is very, very powerful. So Devi Hesha Gunamai Mam Maya Duratya. Mam Maya Duratya is very difficult to overcome. So this is only solution to overcome this Maya is Mayev hi prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. So this is the surrendered devotees of the Lord. They are helped by the Lord so that they can cross over this the ocean of this material existence, which is manifested by this Maya or external energy of the Lord. We know the examples of Vishwamitra, how for so many years of austerity and penances, when the Menaka came, he got bewildered. Saubari Muni is another example like that. This is, he did some 60,000 years of tapasya. And then for tapasya, he went under the water. He didn't want to be distracted by anything outside. So he went inside the water just so that he's not distracted by this woman in opposite sex and other distractions. So can he peacefully do his tapasya. He went inside the water, but inside the water he saw that the fish mating, and then that agitated his mind. So think about this. After 60,000 years of tapasya, his mind was agitated and he completely got bewildered. He came out and he got married the 50 daughters of the king, and that is all his great effort of 60,000 years of tapasya did not help him, and he got bewildered. So this is this Prabhupada mentions, quotes this verse in the purport, and matra swasara duhitra va na vivikta sano bhave balvan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karsati. So one should not stay in solitary place with a woman, even if she is mother, sister, or daughter, for senses are so uncontrollably powerful that in the presence of a woman, one may become agitated, even if he is very learned and advanced. It so happened that the nice story in connection with this verse. So this is the last line of this verse says, Vidwam sam api karsati. So this comes from Srimad Bhagavatam, 19th chapter, 9th canto. So this, while this Vyasadeva, one of the disciples of Vyasadeva, Jaimini Rishi, he was compiling this verse, he was writing this verse, or he's compiling, he saw that Vidvam sam api karsati. He was not convinced. He thought that if a learned person and the person which advanced person or a learned person or a vidwan, how will he be influenced? How will he be influenced if he's sitting next to his? How will he be attracted to his mother, sister, or daughter, as mentioned in this verse? So this is or to the opposite sex. How will he be attracted to the attraction of the indriya, balvan indriya gramo? So then he added the verse na, which is vidvamsam api na karsati. He added that verse, and then Vyasadeva realized, when Vyasadeva saw that, Vyasadeva has delegated these different parts of the Vedas, compilation of the Vedas to his different disciples. And when he saw that, and he tried to convince Jaimini Rishi, but somehow he was not convinced. It so happened, Vyasadeva, the Jaimini Rishi, he was in the evening, he was in his hut, it was night time, and there was a knock on the door. Someone knocked on the door, and he opened the door. When he opened the door, he saw that a beautiful woman. It was raining outside, so it was completely drenched in water, and she was very beautiful. She was very beautifully dressed, and she knocked on the door of Jaimini Rishi's quarters or hut, and he opened the door, and this lady asked for the shelter for the night. She said, it's raining outside, and I live far away from here. Can I get shelter for the night? And somehow Jaimini said, yes, you can stay inside, and I'll go and stay outside. She was inside, but while Jaimini Rishi, he saw that woman and his dress, and he was so much attracted. He came outside, and woman was inside the room or his hut, and he started. He sat and he started meditating, but he saw that how his mind was distracted. He was again and again seeing that scene, what he saw of that woman. And finally, he got so distracted, he went inside. He was so attracted, he went inside, and he asked that woman to marry him. So Jaimini Rishi said, I would like to marry you. So this woman, he said, after some discussion, he said, okay, can marry you, but I have a condition. And what is that condition? My condition is that the wedding will happen in a nearby temple, and you have to take me on your back, crawling on the ground, and I'll sit on your back, and you have to take me that way to the temple. So that is my condition. So Gemini Rishi was so attracted, like he wanted to marry her at any cost, like he agreed for that. He agreed for that. And Gemini Rishi, and she sat on the back of Gemini Rishi, and Gemini Rishi was crawling and going toward to the temple. And after some time, he started hearing this verse, and he saw that it was not that beautiful woman; it was Vyasadeva sitting on his back. So he was completely bewildered. So this is the nature. This is the nature of the Maya. It is the Lord Vishnu's Maya, Mama Maya Duratya, very, very difficult to overcome. But from this pastime, we can learn. We can learn from this pastime. So there's some lessons, or so many lessons we can learn from this pastime. Here, so how this our senses are so very strong like now. So 1 second. This is so this is Lord Shiva is such an exalted personality. Sometimes it bewilders even us, like how the personality like Lord Shiva can be bewildered by this beautiful woman. So this is sometimes it's what he's called Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambho. Says he's topmost among all the Vaishnavas. It's Devanam Achyuto Yatha Nimnaganam Yatha Ganga Devanam Achyuto Yatha Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambho Purananam Idam Tatha. So this is Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambho. The personality like Lord Shiva can be bewildered. So by this Mohini Murti, this beautiful woman form, then what to say about us like that? This Lord is such an exalted personality. But in this pastime, the way we should, this pastime is described, that in this pastime, Lord Shiva is glorified. And Lord Shiva is glorified, and he accepted. The way our Acharya explains this pastime, that Lord Shiva accepted subordination by defaming himself so that in order to glorify the Lord. And we'll see at the end, after this, when Lord Shiva came back to his senses, and he was very happy, very jubilant, and he was so much in appreciation of that Lord Vishnu. He said, my Lord is so great. My Lord is so very wonderful and great that his energy, that he could bewilder even the person like me. So he's so great. So he was very happy, very jubilant, and he glorified the Supreme Lord, glorified Lord Vishnu. So this is because to understand any pastimes, there are two ways to understand a pastime, right? We can understand from a divine point of view. And we can understand from a human perspective. From a divine point of view, Lord Shiva is glorifying Lord Vishnu by this pastime, by taking this humble position. And Lord Vishnu is destroying the pride of Lord Shiva, that he will not be bewildered. Lord Shiva had little bit of pride that he is, even that when the demigod did not get bewildered, how would I? So I would not be bewildered. So he had that sense of pride. So Lord Vishnu wanted to destroy that pride, and he did that. He's Adbhut Karmana. He did that by giving him little bit karma. So by this he did. Lord is Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam Yome Veti Tatvata. Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Lord's karma. So it's like Lord is Adbhut Karpana. How he is going to take care of the anarthas of his devotee, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Like he has very wonderful ways of doing it. Like, and in this case, he destroyed the pride of Lord Shiva by giving him the karma. And Lord Shiva glorified Lord Vishnu. He was not at all ashamed. Lord Shiva was not at all ashamed. Although all his followers, disciples, his wife, Mother Parvati, she was there, and they all saw that. But Lord Shiva was not ashamed, or he was not he did not feel like being humiliated or depressed or dejected. Like, no, this is, oh, what will happen now? All my followers, all the sages who worship me, all my companions, my wife has seen all that what I was doing. But he was not at all ashamed like that. Lord Shiva, in his mind, that he wanted to glorify the Lord. He was completely amazed by this potency or energy of the Lord, which could even bewilder the personality like Lord Shiva. So this is, and from a human perspective, we can learn the lesson. So this is the divine perspective of seeing this pastime. And from a human perspective, how can we understand this pastime? From a human perspective, we can learn some lessons for us. So to advance further in our devotional service, devotional life, or spiritual life, so this is we can learn something for us. So one thing what we learn from our at our level, what Prabhupada is mentioning in this, that all this, even this Mohini Murti ran through those routes where all the sages lived, because Lord wanted to give a message to those sages that you should not take. If a person like Lord Shiva could be bewildered, you should not take the woman very, very lightly. So you should remain extremely cautious about beautiful women. And you should not think that you are liberated in presence of a beautiful woman. So that's the message he wanted to give to those sages, which is a message for us, that we should be very careful. Our senses are very, very strong. Lord's Maya is Mam Maya Durattaya. The other lessons what we get, this idle curiosity. This is idle curiosity is not recommended. Ideal curiosity, in this case, ideal curiosity is which is not required. A curiosity, a question, or desire, or which is not required. In this case, which is not required and which will not help us in advancing, in knowing more, in knowing or fixing our mind on the Lord. If the inquiry does not help us to fix our mind on the Lord, or advancing in our bhakti, or advancing in our devotional spiritual life, then that is idle or unnecessary, idle curiosity. And in this case also, like because from if you are inquisitive about something, or you are inquiring about something and which is not helping you to fix your mind on the Lord, you might be carried away, or we might be carried away. And it can, once we are carried away, it has a potential to destroy our faith. It can destroy our faith. So this is like Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya Rishi is he desired to see the Maya. So he asked the Lord, Markandeya Rishi asked the Lord if he wanted to see his Maya. So, and then that process, and the long story short, he wasted so many years in that, and he went through so many to experience that Maya, and that was idle curiosity, because that did not help him in any way. Similarly, sometimes this is like yesterday we have an evening Zoom meeting, and we read, do some chanting and read from scriptures. So in yesterday we have one Mataji. She was new. She joined, and she has some background about Chinmay Mission. So she came from Chinmay Mission. She was new to us in our group, and she started talking about Chinmay Mission. And Chinmay Mission, they follow those impersonal or Mayavadi philosophy. They are followers of, like, they believe in the impersonal form of the Lord and all that. Is that philosophy is 180-degree opposite to our philosophy, like. And she started talking, and there's another devotee who had been coming to these calls for some time. He got inquisitive, and he was asking Mataji some questions. So I had to stop that. So that is called idle curiosity. If you have been following a process, like we are following the process given by Srila Prabhupada to us, and now we start being inquisitive about what other those impersonalists or Chinmay Mission is doing, or Ramakrishna Mission is doing, that might destroy our faith. And Prabhu, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Mayavadi bhas sunale hoye sarvanas. So this is like, this may destroy our faith. That's ideal curiosity. This is not going to help us in our progress, in our advancement in bhakti. The same thing, Lord Shiva here asked for that he had a desire to see the Mohini Murti. This is an ideal curiosity, like that. And this is what happened. So idle curiosity is not encouraged, is not recommended. So this is and in so this is like Mother Sita, which is this pastime from Ramayana. Mother Sita was in the he was with Lord Ram. He was with Lord Ram, but he saw that golden deer, and she became inquisitive. She thought she was with the Supreme Lord. She was with Lord Ram, and she found that deer is even more beautiful than Ram, and the word used is called Abhiram. She thought deer is Abhiram, even more. So that was, so what happened to that? And because of that, she was separated from Lord Ram. And even Lakshman left to the for the forest. She was separated from Lakshman, and finally it resulted in her being situated in her being landed up. She landed up in Lanka. So because of this idle curiosity, right? So this is it's not. Like Srila Prabhupada said to Bhavanand Prabhu, he said that if you keep looking here and there, you'll become blind. If you are too much inquisitive and keep on looking here and there, Prabhupada said, you'll become blind. Because it's like similar to looking for the different websites on the internet. Sometimes we become inquisitive and we keep on watching different reels or videos on YouTube or internet, different websites. We visit so many things, but our mind is so chanchala, mind is so like flickering. We keep on, and we spend so much time on that, like, man, that has a potential to uh, kill our faith or destroy our faith. So such idle curiosity may destroy our faith. the kama, the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is called Kamasnendriya Pritir Labho Jivet Yavata Jivasya Tattva Jignasa Nartho Yas Cheh Karmibhi. So the meaning of this is Kamasnendriya Priti Labho Jivet Yavata. It's a life's desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. We should use the sense gratification just to maintain ourselves, just to maintain our body, maintain ourselves. That is the amount of sense gratification we can use. That we have to maintain our body, we have to survive, so that we can perform our devotional service, but not any more than that, like, because this is nothing else should be the goal of one's works. So this is our life. The goal is to inquire into the supreme absolute truth. So that is what we should. Our goal should be. We should desire only a healthy life, and purpose of life should be to inquire into the absolute truth. All this the useless inquiries or idle curiosity is not recommended, is not helping us. And the goal of our inquiry, goal of our curiosity should be as Athato Brahma Jignasa, to know more about the Lord, to know more about the how can we advance in our bhakti, how can that answer the question we are asking, how can that answer help me advancing in our devotional or spiritual life? Just like it's also like sometimes those sannyasis, they have to travel into the karmi dress in pant shirt, to especially like in the Middle Eastern countries. They don't allow those saffron dress, the sannyasis dressed in saffron and arriving at the airport and leaving from the airport. So that is sometimes the sannyasis, they wear this karmi dress like pant shirt. So this is if there was one devotee wanted, that he had a desire to see his Guru Maharaj in that karmi dress in pant and shirt. But this is what is idle curiosity. This is seeing his spiritual master in those karmi dress or pant and shirt is not going to help him anyway. So this is in modern psychology. This idle curiosity is called given a it's called fear of missing out, FOMO, 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 the fear of missing out. So sometimes, like now, this is ideal curiosity is also people have these questions because they did not want to be missed out. They have that fear of missing out. So same thing Lord Shiva thought in this pastime, that he had that FOMO, or he did not want to miss the Mohini form of the Lord. And he said that I have seen all your incarnation, I have seen all your forms, but I have not seen this form of yours that I want to see it. So this is, he had that fear of missing out. I don't want to miss out seeing this form. So this is, if you see our rishis, like in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many examples. Whenever the Parikshit Maharaj or Saunak Rishi is asking questions from Suta Goswami, they all like connected his question. Question may not be apparently look like it right curiosity, or but they all connected the questions finally to the pastimes of the Lord, or knowing more about the Lord, or knowing more about the pastimes of the Lord, which will help him help them to progress, advance in their bhakti. So this is like Sonak Rishi, when he's asking Sud Goswami a question in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, Tat Katyatam Mahabhaga Yadi Krishna Kathasrayam. So that's the last line of the slok. And Sonak Rishi says, why he was asking the question, why did Parikshit Maharaj punish Kali? The Kali was the lowest of the Sudras, and he was dressed as a king, and he was hitting a cow on the leg. So please describe why did he simply punish him and not kill him. So this is, and then he said, Tat Katyatam Mahabhaga Yat Krishna Kathashrayam. So please describe all these incidents if they relate to the topics of Lord Krishna. So this is the right way to ask a question. This is the right way, because now you are, that makes it in a right curiosity, not the idle curiosity, but right curiosity. Same thing when in the third canto in Vidura Maitreya Samvad, that verse comes, Bruhi me yas saktya kriyar rupani saktaya yair idam sada satchaiva vyaktam chakarmibhi. So this is so tell me please explain me about the energies of the Supreme Lord by which he manifests both the material and spiritual world, as well as the activities performed within him, because I am ignorant. And I'm asking these questions with a desire to know the pastimes of the Lord. When these are answered, I will have full attention on the Lord and attain him. So his goal, so Vidura's goal behind asking these questions, and he clarifies, is to fix his mind on Krishna. So that is the right type of inquiry, not the idle inquiry. Same thing like Mother Devhuti, when he's in the Devhuti Kapila Samvad, the Mother Devhuti is asking from Lord Kapil the question that Bruhi me yogam samyakam Jnanam cha manasam prabho yen tvam apunyam bhuya samsaram cha nivartaye. He says, please explain me on different yoga systems. Now one may have question, why she wanted to understand different yoga systems, like when she has to follow the bhakti yoga and just render devotional service to the Lord, and if that is the one she has to follow, why she wanted to know about different yoga system, Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga. And the Lord Kapila, he explains all that. But the idea is here that inquisitive people are concerned with their own ideas, but intelligent people are, they want to know about the others' ideas also, so that makes their faith more firm. That makes their conviction stronger, their faith more firm. They want to know what are the other yoga systems, so that her faith in bhakti her faith in bhakti yoga, or his conviction bhakti yoga become stronger. And she's asking none other than Lord Kapila. So but his objective was that she wanted to have her faith stronger in bhakti. So this is, Isha Upanishad also says, Vidyam cha Vidyam. So one should know Vidya as well as Avidya, so that both the sides of the coin. But these are all right types of inquiries. So this is not idle curiosity, right curiosity, not the idle curiosity. So Lord, so this, we say this in this past times, is how the great personalities get affected of Lord's Maya in the form of woman. So this is Kama Bandhan. So Mahabharata, the verse comes in Mahabharata that this Kam Bandhan is very, very, very bewildering and very, very strong. Like it says, Kam Bandhan is the only real Bandhan which is binding us to this cycle of birth and death. There's no, that is what this verse in Mahabharata says, Kama Bandhan Mukto Hi Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. The Kama Bandhan is the only real Bandhan which is keeping us here in this material world. If we as a devotee, if we want to go back to Golok, Vrindavan, go back to spiritual world, then this is the Kama Bandhan is the only Bandhan which is keeping us here. Kama Bandhan Mukto Hi Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So this is Kama is very, very, we need to be very, very careful, very cautious like now. So that there's another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, in Pururva's pastime, which is what is the use of this big education and all that if after all that your mind is stolen by the thoughts of women. So this is, there's no use. That is Bhagavatam says. So Bhagavatam also says that famous slok, Pumsa Striya Mathuni Bhavam. Pumsa Striya Mathuni Bhavam Etat Tayor Mitho Hridaya Granthim Ahu. Pumsa Striya Mathuni Bhavam Etat. This knot of the heart, Hridaya Granthi, the knot of the hearts between the opposite sex. Ato grah kshetra sutapta vittay janasya mohoyam aham mameti. So this is, it says that the attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. It's a basic principle of material existence. And because of this, one becomes absorbed in the family life, home, land, children, relatives, wealth. And this is illusion. And it results in aham mameti. Then we become more and more attached to them. And then we become more and more attached with our body and this extended body members, extended members or extended family members. So this is very, very, we need to be very careful and we should be guided by this, our scriptures like now. So we know that story of Lord Brahma. So even it is there the one verse which said in this creation of Brahma, only only Nar Narayan Rishi, who is still meditating in Badrika Ashram. They are the only ones who are free from this lust. And everyone else, Brahma is Jiva Tattva. Brahma himself got affected by that and he ran after his own daughter. So Brahma is also prone to be affected by this lust, but only personality in this creation, in Brahma's creation, which is not affected by lust, is Narayan Rishi. So this is so Srimad in Bhagavad Gita, that's in chapter 3rd. A lot talks about that karma in detail, like this. It talked about karma. So how can that karma be won? How can be someone conquer the karma, this lust? And that is said, Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasopi asya param drashtva nivartate. Param drashtva nivartate. That this is developing a higher taste. And developing a higher taste of experiencing the Supreme Lords, experiencing the Supreme, or experiencing this bhakti or devotion to the Lord. That helps us to develop higher taste. Higher taste is love of God. Once someone has love of God, that is higher taste. then all other tastes, they look very inferior, right? It's like if you eat something nice food, so you're not attached to the food which is less tasty or of lower quality if you have tasted the higher quality and more tastier food. So this is the solution. This is a solution in Bhagavad Gita. Param drashtva nivartate. Param drashtva nivartate. Developing a higher taste, right? So this is once we, and this topmost taste is taste of love of God, this rendering devotional service unto the Lord. Once we are established or situated on that platform of devotional service, and gradually, to the extent we are purified, to the extent we are surrendered to the Lord, our attraction for this material lust, it becomes diminished. To the extent we are attached to the Lord, will be not be attached to this material lust and other material attachments. So this is Bhagavad Gita says also the saknoti haiviya sodum prak sarir vimokchanat kam krodhad bhavam vegam sa yukta sa sukhi nara. So that 523 Bhagavad Gita, it says prak sarir vimokchanat, before leaving our body. Before leaving our body, if one can control the urges of the lust and anger. So Kama, Krodhat, Bhavam, Vega. We can control this Vega of Kama and Krodha. That Sa Yukta Sa Sukhi Nara. Then we can be truly happy in this material world and we can be considered as a yogi. So all that. So that's a solution is Param Drashtva Nivartate. And this we have to do it before. While we are here, we should try to practice that and try to become free from this material lust and anger. That is Trividam Narkasiyedam. So another verse in Bhagavad Gita, it says Dwaram Nashnam Atmana. So Lobha is lust, anger, and greed. There are three are the doors to hell. Like that they can take us down to hell. So so this is in chapter 3rd of Bhagavad Gita. Like when Arjuna is asking that question, that Atken priyakto yam papam chariti purusa nicham api varsneya balad iv niyojita. How this is like what is that force which impels a person to commit sinful actions, even unwillingly? As if he's baladiv niyojita, as if he's forced by some power. And then Lord says, "Kam," the famous verse, "Takame sakrode rajogul samadbhava mahasano mahapapma vidyenam hi varina." So all that had been described, he was described in Bhagavad Gita. And so this is there's another Lord says describing this, he gives an analogy, three analogies in this verse. In Bhagavad Gita, it says, Dhumen avrto vahnir, yatha darso malena cha, yathol ben avrto garbhas, tatha tenedam avrtam. So as fire is covered by smoke, as mirror is covered by dust, and as embryo is covered by the womb, similarly knowledge is covered by lust. So our lust covers the soul. Our lust is a covering around the soul. This is the covering, and that gives rise to different lusty desires like now. So that is dhumen avrto vahanir. And this is compared to a smoke is covered, or fire is covered by the smoke. Fire, relationship of fire and smoke is beginningless. Same thing, the soul has been covered by this lusty desire, so the layer of lust, since the time immemorial, since it's beginningless, since the very beginning of creation. And then second it says, this is as the mirror, as the dust on the mirror. Like, so dust is on the mirror. If you clean the mirror, if there is a dust on the mirror, you can wipe it, but after some time again dust settles on the mirror. So it keeps on coming back. Same thing, this karma, this lust, all this, even if you somehow you are able to, you control it, but it keeps coming back. So you need to be watching it like continuously, or you should be engaged in devotional service so that you are protected by the other is other analogy given. The third analogy is given here: embryo covered by the womb. So embryo covered by the womb, what is it means? The embryo, if the fetus is covered by embryo, or embryo is covered by the womb, embryo cannot come out of the womb on its own. It needs help. It needs help. Same thing, if we are, the soul is covered by the lust, we cannot come out of it. We cannot come out of it ourselves. We need help. And that help from the Lord. And that is param drashtva nivartate, developing a higher taste of devotional service. And the Lord, and try to increase gradually our surrender to the Lord. And that will maya metam, mayevahi prapadyante, maya metam tarantite. So that is the how we can overcome the Lord's maya, or this lust. So our Shastra, they don't hide the stories. Like Shastra, they like in this pastime, like Shastra is explaining this pastime. They did not hide this pastime, but Shastra presents the pastime without diminishing the greatness of the personalities involved, without diminishing the greatness of Lord Shiva in this pastime. Like, so this is the right way to do it. Like, and we should not challenge karma, or we should not challenge karma. We should not try to see eye to eye in the eyes of the karma. Because maya duratya. It's like how to deal with karma. It's like example is given: the monkeys in Vrindavan. When you have monkeys in Vrindavan, you don't look them right into their eyes. If you do that, they'll come at you like. But if you just don't look at them, there may be many monkeys, but if you don't look at them, you just walk, like just focus on and just walk, they won't say anything. So that is the way to do it like now. So similarly, we should not look into the eyes of Maya, challenge the Maya, that being overconfident, like Lord Shiva was little bit overconfident that he'll not be bewildered. We should not try to test Maya. Maya is very, very strong. So this is so we can learn the other points, other things we can learn from this pastime. So another lesson we get: when the person becomes overconfident, that invites trouble. Like Lord Vishnu protected Lord Shiva from that pride by giving karma, and making Lord Shiva was humbled. He became humbled. So his followers were present. It's a very embarrassing situation for the leader, because if his faults have been exposed in front of his followers, is that not? If it happens in some other community, the leader wants to get out of that community, like now, because he feels so ashamed that his faults has been exposed in front of his followers who were respecting him and seeing him as their preceptor or guide, like now. But when he's exposed in front of his followers, typically like leader will not stay in that community. But but in this case, Lord Shiva, this beautiful point, Lord Shiva was not acting as a leader for his followers. He was not he was not ashamed. That He was not acting. He was not thinking, considering himself leader for his followers. He was thinking as a guide. He was thinking as a guide, as a servant of the Lord. I am just trying to help my followers to connect with the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva was only helping them to connect with the Supreme Lord. He was not their leader. So that's the reason why Lord Shiva was, even when everyone saw that, Lord Shiva was not ashamed. He was not humiliated. He was not ashamed. But he saw this. In his mind, he was not even thinking about the followers. In his mind, it was a glorification of the Supreme Lord. How my Lord is great. How my Lord is great. He has that power that he can even bewilder me like. So that was, he was glorifying the Supreme Lord continuously like. And even after this incident, Mother Parvati and the followers of Lord Shiva did not reject him like. That tells us I'll tell you the last point and then we'll stop. So there are three types of natures a person may have. One is called is conditional nature. Conditional nature is because we have been living, we have been taking so many different births. We have been going through the cycle of birth and death. We have taken so many lives. So we have been conditioned. That is called our Swabhava. That is our Swabhava, our conditional nature. That is called our conditional nature. Then we have our constitutional nature. We have constitutional nature, Jiver Swarup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. That is our constitutional nature. Then we have circumstantial nature. That circumstantial nature is like, the example can be given as Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj putting the dead snake in the neck of the Samik Rishi. So that is a circumstantial nature. Parikshit Maharaj, before that, he has never disrespected a Brahmana. Never ever. He had never ever dreamt of disrespecting Brahmana. He always but he did that. That is called circumstantial nature. And after doing that, he was very repentant. So this is called something happens. Is called circumstantial nature like. So this is what Lord Shiva in this pastime, what happened, was Lord Shiva due to the circumstances. It happened due to the circumstances. This is circumstantial nature. And our Shastra says we should not pull anyone down because of his circumstantial nature. Circumstantial nature does not define a person, does not define a personality. It is what defines a personality is conditional nature and constitutional nature. How well is he situated either in his constitutional nature or in conditional nature, not the circumstantial nature. And Lord Shiva here, that is, his circumstantially it happened. Due to the circumstances, it happened like. It's like, I'll this example. If Pakistan is, if there is an earthquake in India and after the earthquake, Pakistan is sending some food supplies to help those affected in the earthquake. Does that makes Pakistan a benevolent country? Throughout the year, Pakistan is exporting terrorists from his country to India, into India. But all of a sudden, after the earthquake, if he sends some food supplies, that does not make Pakistan a benevolent country or our well-wisher like. So that is circumstantial behavior. Circumstantial because of the earthquake is reacting just to get some improve his image globally in the eyes of the other country. Circumstantial reaction like no. That is, we should, because of the circumstantial nature, we should not pull down a person, or we should not belittle great personalities because of their circumstantial nature. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. I'm little over time, but thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We can open up for any questions or comments you may have. We can talk about it. Hare Krishna. Let me stop sharing. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanva Pranam. All glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Manidhar Prabhu.
Dhanva Pranam. Very nice class, Prabhu. Good explanation from this chapter, like position of Lord Shiva. And you have given so many examples from Srimad Bhagavatam, like Shaubri Muni and others, and also many quotes from Bhagavad Gita. So, Prabhuji, I'm still trying to understand when during the Samudra Manthan, when after the Samudra Manthan was done, basically Devatas did not get bewildered when Mohini Murti came. Demons got bewildered because they were lusty. And so the reason I'm trying to understand why the Devatas did not get bewildered is because they were serving the Lord. They had the instructions from the Lord, do what I say. But Mohini Murti suddenly appeared. Even Devata did not knew that this is the incarnation of the Lord Vishnu, if I understand. So what is the difference here? Like, Lord Shiva position is even higher than Devatas. And his position is higher, still he got bewildered. Like, did he had a pride, as you said, like he had a pride, okay, let me see the female form of my Lord, and he has been always meditating on him. So I'm still trying to understand like what difference in bewilderment of the Devatas versus Lord Shiva.
Yeah, this is Devatas. The reason given that Devatas were not bewildered is they were in the mode of, they are the, first of all, they are all devotees of the Lord, and they're surrendered devotees of the Lord, although they have some, they're called Sakama Bhaktas. In Bhagavatam, earlier in one of the verses, it says that they were in the mode of goodness. So they were not affected by this Mohini form of the Lord. The Asuras was in the mode of passion and ignorance. They wanted to enjoy their mentality or their thought process. They wanted to enjoy the beautiful woman. So this is so they were affected, but Devatas are not affected because they are in sattvic bhava or in mode of goodness. For Lord Shiva and for Lord Shiva, this is because Lord Vishnu wanted to bewilder him, just to destroy his pride. And this is that is what Lord Shiva got bewildered, because Lord Shiva had little bit of pride because he was overconfident that he will not be bewildered. So he was like kind of underestimating the power of this potency of the Lord. The other region is this is Lord manifested this form from his Yogamaya potency, not from his Mahamaya potency. Lord Shiva, the Mahamaya potency cannot influence Lord Shiva. But this is the Lord's Yogamaya potency, which is, and because of that, Lord Shiva got bewildered, right? So that's some of the reasons, and then Lord wanted to him to be bewildered. Same thing for demigod. There are other reason is given because Lord did not want to bewilder demigods. Like, if you see that at the divine, at that divine level, at the from there are two, you can say Lord did not want to bewilder them. He wanted to bewilder only the demons. Like, imagine if they both are bewildered. They both are running after Mohini Murti and nobody, then what? There'll be chaos there. It won't be a pastime. It will be all like So this is that's Lord's plan. That's why as I said, that any pastime can be seen at two ways: one at a divine level and at our level. At a divine level, that is what Lord wanted, and that's in both the cases. In the demigods cases, he did not want to bewilder demigods, only bewilder demons like no. And at our level, he it explained that devatas they are the devotees of the Lord, and you see that depending on those are surrendered devotees of the Lord, only that they have some contamination of material desires, the devatas. And Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, that's Maya ve prapadante Maya metam tarantite. So this is Lord, to the surrendered devotees of the Lord, he helps them. He helps them to destroy that, even if there is some karma or lust, he helps them to destroy that karma and lust. This is so this is how it is explained, Prabhu. Does
Yes,
it make sense, Prabhu?
yes, that makes sense, Prabhu. He said, Lord wanted him to bewilder, and we have to take the pastimes in the two ways, like one is a divine way,
Yeah,
like that's a Lord's plan, basically. And second is what we can learn from these
exactly.
pastimes, yes.
Any
So,
pastimes like they become so clear if you look at from these two perspectives. One is like at a divine level and at our level. Like what can I learn from it? That should be one way of thinking. Other is what was the Lord's plan to achieve from this pastime, right?
thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anyone else has any questions, comments, realizations? If not, then we can close it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madhanas Pradhan Guru Maharaj. To answer question what Manidhar Prabhu asked, very nice. I think also when the aspect happened about the snake, they were in the mouth side, tail side. So the Lord had already given instructions to the devatas saying that you just comply with whatever I tell you to do, and don't get agitated, and I will take care. So I think there was like a direct instruction given by Lord, and the devatas, they were following also, right? Throughout they were following, actually, right?
Yep. Lord was helping them. The whole,
Yeah. So once I think you get direct instructions, then then you don't use your own mind. Then you just go by what Lord has said. But this is such a powerful lesson of like even Srila Prabhupada mentions about what we read today about the butter and butter and fire. So like Prabhupada very clearly says that girls and boys should not intermingle with each other, and the situation can be like this. And how literally Prabhupada is saving everybody's life by giving these strong instructions in Bhagavatam, and helping us in how to lead a chaste life, in the sense that whichever ashram we are in, so without reading Bhagavatam it's not possible to lead a like pious life. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. I don't have a specific question, but it's so nicely explained that even with your own mother, sister, and daughter, a male person should not be alone.
yeah.
So, and like Prabhuji also, pehle zamane mein they used to have like the ladies used to cover their heads, and they would not suppose the husband's brother or anyone came, younger or elder, the wife would keep like a pallu on the head, and
Yes.
not talk, and they would not come out of the room, and all these things were actually very much inherent in our culture earlier. Nowadays it's different. Things are not going the positive way.
Yeah. Nowadays nobody. We don't.
Because I've seen,
That was a Vedic culture, like so.
yeah. I've seen my grandmother like do all that. She would cover her head, and if any male member came from the village,
Yeah.
not go out. She would be very quiet, not talk loudly. So, it's like inherent tha, unke andar tha hi, ladies mein.
Right.
They maintained that culture, like, and I remember my own father, actually, he would never ever, if any lady would come, he would not even look up in the eyes. He was like that also. I used to wonder, I used to observe my father and, my grandmother. And like now through Bhagavatam, I'm trying to see, like how they were taught by their parents and they followed it.
Yeah, that's like it is. I remember it very. All these elders in the family, if they go inside the house, if there is then if they are elderly people, like no, they will cough. पहले खांस के जाते थे अंदर, so to tell the ladies inside that I'm coming. So you be careful, like this is be like, right? And they will never talk to the talk directly, like the indirect, like they talk through someone, like so those were there. Especially घर में अगर कोई बहू होती थी तो all this जेठ and ससुर and although they used to be like not talking to her directly. Correct.
Mm.
So this is and when they went inside the house, they were like make sure that they knew, the ladies knew that yeah, you are coming inside.
Hmm.
So all that culture is past. Yes.
Also, Prabhuji, like they were living in a joint family, and
Yeah.
also these things have to be more followed. Nowadays things are different. Brothers and all have separated out. They live separately. So drastic change. But still,
Nowadays, like they have even the live in has been is officially legal now, right?
hmm.
In India also, that the living in has been officially allowed. So there's a law passed for that. So what we are talking is like nothing in compared to that, right?
And Prabhuji, that is basically because, like I feel everything in India is follows Western culture. Like in
Yeah.
Western culture here, we understand why this is there because there are quick divorces. And once, like a male and female, they get married, then, they have to sell the property, they have to divide everything. So people are
Yeah.
very insecure and, यहाँ का culture is different hai. But I don't know how this culture is going to, so far away to India also it's going. It's amazing how this is traveling there. That they are now allowing all that, and there's live-in culture. It's because I mean, it is wouldn't we say this is like a bad Western influence?
Yeah, of course. This is all this is Western influence and other like influence of so many other things. Like in Vedic times, you may say it's ladies, like it was different environment. Ladies did not work; they were housewives, right? So they did not go out of the house. They did not work. Nowadays, like no, this is every the girls are also like no, they are working. So there are different and all this internet and all that and the Western influence. There effect of so many things coming together, so many factors like coming together, right? So this is how the Kali Yuga is progressing, right? That Bhagavatam says that is Kali Yuga is progressing, like the sin. So typically you will learn from your mistakes or something which is not working. Like if you talk to your kids in if they are grown up in America, they see that Vedic culture as an backward culture. You talk to any kid who has grown here, like no, they think as like yeah, that was little backward.
Yes, yes.
So this happens like no, this is but the good thing is that nothing happens which is outside the plan of the Lord. whatever is happening, whatever degradation in culture we are seeing in India, that is also within the plan of the Lord. Lord is not outside the plan of the Lord. The situation has to get worse. We have to just utilize our situation and get out of here. That is the message Prabhupada is giving us, and our scriptures are giving us, right? It is going to get worse and we can't control it. We can talk about it. We can talk for another 1 hour what's happening, but it's not going to change anything, because it's sliding down very fast. Like, it is going to get worse. And that is how, but the one thing is, like, which is, it's all within the plan of the Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji, that's why, I mean, we can't imagine on this planet to be without Srila Prabhupada's books, you know.
Yeah.
Books are so important. Scriptural reading is so important. Engaging and distributing and, you know, following in our life is very, very important.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. दस ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, आप सभी भक्तजनों की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
His Grace Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu ki jai.
Vijay. Thank you, Prabhuji, for a
Thank you,
wonderful class.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Bol.
Such a nice explanation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.